art. Art started from who knows how long. If you see around you, everything is art. From the tiny painting you have in that corner, the decrepit dust bunny forming there by the spot is still called art. From the very dinner plate that looks like a mess but to you it looks like a masterpiece is still called art in your eyes. So far that I know, we discovered cave paintings from our ancestors. From the very dab of ink or any smear in that wall, maybe it's from something, but still art came from very long time ago. To having right now in this current era, AI slop. Yes, I somewhat like it too. Art comes in many forms. Said forms such as paintings, like the Garden of Earthly Delight by Hieronymus Bosch. This painting depicts the Garden of Eden from the left, Earth in the middle, and Hell from the right. The historical context of this illustrates the downfall of Christian narrative of humanity's moral downfall in that era. Self-portraits, like the Alzheimer's paintings by William Uder Molden. Unfortunately, these self-portraits are about the painter suffering from Alzheimer's. Sadly seen how each self-portrait portrays the time he began, and unfortunately, he ended. Statues, like Saint Bartholomew Flayed by Marco de Agrate. Unfortunately again, disciple Bartholomew, one of Jesus' disciples, flayed or skinned alive and made a statue out of him. That robe right there is actually his skin. Literary works like the most ironic books, The Gambler by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Less unfortunately, ironically, this book talks about a gambler having a hard time paying his debts. Yet, ironically, the author wrote this book in order to actually pay his gambling debts in real life. There's also filmographies like The Grand Budapest Hotel by Wes Anderson. This movie is a story within a story that is a mixture of comedic, drama, and adventure, and a final touch of great cinematography and color grading. I highly recommend watching this movie on Netflix. And from all the way to BYOB by System of the Down. BYOB, or Bring Your Own Bombs, rather than a typical acronym. The 2005 soundtrack serves as a furious protest against the Iraq War. The song satirically compares war to a government-thrown party, highlighting class disparity and questioning why politicians don't fight their own wars. And the list goes on and on and on and on. So in this video, I'll be picking one art from the list I have shown earlier. And that one artwork that I'll be talking about is mainly be But in order for us to know more about the art and appreciate it, we must first know the artist. Jerome van Eycken. Born in 1450, was a Dutch painter from the early Netherlandish Renaissance. Born in Schuttenbosch, in what is now the Netherlands, later changing his name into Hieronymus Bosch. Bosch from his hometown, Den Bosch, and Hieronymus from the Latin word for Jerome. The painting consists of 3 panels. The first panel shows the beginning, the Garden of Eden, the start of man and woman. The middle shows false paradise. It is filled with sin, showing nude and lustful characters, and many allegories pertaining as sin as a whole. The right shows hell, a panel filled with tortured souls, either be eaten or played with. When closed, it shows a sphere. Some might say this is Hieronymus' representation of the Garden of Eden itself. Historically, the painting might look like it was made in the medieval era. It was actually made in the Renaissance period. It was made during the transitions from the late Middle Ages to the Renaissance. The painting contains a numerous amounts of visual metaphors and allegories, such as owls seen in every panel. One symbolizes wisdom. In this context, symbolized as spiritual blindness, foolishness, and lurking presence of evil. Large fruits represents lust and earthly pleasures. Musical instruments viewed as a source of sensual distraction and idleness in Bosch's time. There are even pictures where someone is making music notes at someone's bath. This music is currently played in this video right now in what you are listening at the moment. The very middle of the painting shows an egg, which serves as a new beginning, at the same time serves as a vanishing point throughout the painting. And there's a lot more metaphors and allegories that I cannot fit in this video. The painting consists of a lot of compositions and arts, mainly from unity, balance, focus, contrast, patterns, and proportions. Hieronymus used oil paint in every panel, thickening them for more texture and color. The left shows vibrant colors, representing the beginning or a new life. The middle shows many colors and hues, representing chaos or the downfall. And the right shifts into dark and menacing color palette, representing the hell. So that's all from what I have to say about the Garden of Earthly Delight by Hieronymus Bosch. To me, I really like his painting. I really like. There's still other paintings I still like about him, that what he made. But to me, this is one of his most famous paintings. I think he interprets it as a more of a poster, a more of a sign that before then that there's a lot of sin involved, because of course the Roman Catholic was very, let's say, not very saintly, if you will. That before then everyone sinned a lot because they think just only praying can give them, that makes them go to heaven and other stuff. But I think he interprets it more as a warning from sin, warning from another lustful or other ideas. Meaning, again, as I already said from the video, giant's fruits represents lust, represents a lot of sexual desire. All people there are naked, they're in nude, a lot of stuff. There are still a lot of allegories, metaphors, a lot, promise. Just like a 1 hour video about it. A lot of it that I can't even put in this video because it's be too long for me to edit. But I think I interpret it as he interprets it as a warning for the viewers in that era, because sin was very rampant. Sin is very thing, and I'm not a religious man yet, at the same time religious, that it still impacted me the most because how he puts it in very minute details in every painting. Each panel represents something, each panel has something to play with, something, each meaning. Basta, it's very good that he used a lot of symbolism as a way to give the viewers visual aids in order for them to be warned about that era. But overall, the whole thing is a whole symbol about sin, meaning lust or gluttony, from the various types of animals, the various types of fruit. A lot of symbolism involved, very a lot. I cannot say it too much, but there's a very tons of symbolism in that painting, that's why I love about his artwork. There's still a lot of artwork. There's about other stuff in English religion back then, even though he's Dutch. At the end, he conveyed it through his painting, his intentions, his ideas, his plans, his other stuff when it comes to his belief in religion. He interpreted very much, and that's why I really appreciate art the most, because on what he did and what he made to show what people see, what he sees back then. That's why I really appreciate about art. Very passionate about this type of stuff. But that's all I have to say in this video. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.